In our organisation, called From the Page, our central aim has been for our volunteers to both learn about and through participation creatively explore heritage. The two aspects we chose to look at were the Abbots Bromley Horn Dance and maypole dancing. Using these traditions as tools of expression, we found that they took on a new life for young people, becoming both relevant and creatively enriching. Throughout the project, our volunteers have numbered in the hundreds. Whilst through dedicated web pages, open days, press exposure and public performances, a wider knowledge of our work has reached into the thousands. We began by asking our volunteers some fundamental questions, such as,
what is meant by the word heritage? Relatives, stuff.
Heritage?
Heritage. Heritage to me,
No idea at all?
Something that could have...
It's more sort of a history, I guess, or something. It's kind of linked to generation in a way, but then...
Heritage. Where the people that have died put on their will stuff that they want sent to you. This is your heritage.
Like something that's deep down inside of you from past families that lived a long time ago or not a long time ago.
Heritage, it's more about your history and your past, and it's what makes you who you are, really, I guess, and sort of, yeah.
What is tradition, do you think?
I think it's something that comes from history. It's something you'll repeat every year. Or
It's on a certain day of the year.
It's on a certain day of the year.
It's what's been passed down throughout the years.
like on the anniversary of something, or say every month or every 4 years, like you do Christmas every year.
Loads of people carry it on from the other.
Okay, good. So it goes, it's gone on for a long time and loads of people carry it on. Yes? Is this making sense? Our volunteers were surprised to learn that both traditions have been performed for several centuries now, and that the Abbots Bromley Horn Dance is England's oldest surviving tradition. To better understand each custom and the reasons behind them, we then instructed our volunteers to research life in medieval times and to bring to life a character from that period. Through movement, our volunteers explored the hardship and toil of rural life back then. To help facilitate this, we provided costumes hired from the Royal Shakespeare Company. Also, throughout the filming process, volunteers were instructed on how to work with a camera and audio equipment, as well as understand direction. The second stage was then to teach the dances in their original form, and for this we had artificial antlers specially made for the project. Whilst these antlers reflected the spatial qualities of the ones that the Abbots Bromley Horn dancers used, they were made purposefully light, safe and durable, and inspirational in their use of colour. These antlers were shared with as wide a range of people as possible. Given that maypole dancing is still regarded as a nationwide tradition, we were surprised at just how few of our volunteers had ever danced it before.
How many people danced around the maypole this year? You did? Where did you do that?
And the first question is, has anybody danced around a maypole before? You have? Where have you danced around the maypole before? In order for our volunteers to learn the dance, we found it best to work away from the pole and teach the structure and patterns first. They learnt to dance in a circle, turn, and then return to their original position. They were then instructed on how to dance into the centre and back, and gradually weave in and out. These moves were then transferred to the pole, where they danced the maypole dance. The third stage was for our volunteers to then use the Abbots Bromley Horn Dance as creative stimulus. We used some of the characters, text and narrative from my fantasy adventure novel, Emily and Jayn Dance for Deeron. Also used for inspiration was orchestral music specially written for the book. With these, our volunteers were able to see how a tradition such as the Abbots Bromley Horn Dance could inspire so many other creative ideas. Devising and performing their own pieces in front of others, and with guidance from our professional tutors, our volunteers then shared their new skills with other volunteers, thus widening knowledge and understanding. In order to use maypole dance as creative stimulus, we began by taking the structure and themes of the tradition and adapting them for creative stimulation. In groups, the volunteers were given words such as circling, weaving, forward and back, follow and lead. The volunteers then used these actions to create their own piece of dance. They were also given memories as inspiration. Memories shared with us by older people who were interviewed during the making of a wider documentary that also accompanied the project.
I used to love it because we danced around the maypole and we used to love that. We all used to dress up. We had our best dresses on, and somebody made me a dress, and it was pale blue with all rosebuds around it, and white socks, and we really enjoyed it. We had music, and the maypole was beautiful. The horses, they absolutely shone the way they brushed them, and they used to be trimmed up with garlands of flowers, and at the end of the procession would be a horse and cart with May Queening. After the war, children were missed out on a lot not having the May Day, really.
Do you think they miss out now for not having it?
Oh, well, I'm sure they'd enjoy it. I'm sure they would. I don't know what goes on very much in schools now, but I'm sure they would enjoy it. Yes.
Our final stage was then to bring together both the traditional material and the devised contemporary work into performance pieces that were presented in a number of different spaces. Our intention was to show the work to people who would not normally visit a theatre or watch a live performance.
First of all, a very, very big thank you to all of you for coming. We're absolutely delighted to have so many people attend this.
The highlight for our volunteers was to perform in Chamberlain Square in the centre of Birmingham, where members of the public were invited to join in and learn the Abbots Bromley Horn Dance. With Birmingham being an international city, we were also able to share the work with people from other countries. For us, though, the highlight was capturing the reactions through the lens of our volunteers engaged in the project.